How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Bitcoin is the baseline. Bitcoin is the baseline, and something that we have to remember during a bull market. We're seeing cryptos be very volatile recently. Bitcoin running, it's going to have pullbacks. Altcoins running, they're going to have pullbacks. It's very important, though, even if you like altcoins, to remember Bitcoin is the baseline, in my opinion. Now, everyone's going to have some different opinions about this. It might be a little bit controversial, but during a bull market, right, a lot of altcoins run faster than Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance usually goes up and then falls down. There are altcoins that pop up out of nowhere that are worth hundreds of millions, billions of dollars. There are going to be meme coins that are, about some piece of pop culture that are worth more than large companies. And I think it's important to remember not to get drunk on the Kool-Aid, not to forget that Bitcoin really is the baseline. You have to be measuring everything in crypto against Bitcoin. Even some of your top alts, right? XRP, Cardano, Solana, Ethereum, like you might want to hold them through a bear market. You might want to hold them because maybe we don't get a bear market. Maybe they continue to run up 100%, 500% from where they are right now. But in my opinion, I think you use bull markets, you use every single thing in your power that you're comfortable with to get more Bitcoin or maybe even USDT or USD. We buy altcoin to try to outperform Bitcoin over the long term. Even if you're saying, well, I don't want, you said that we try to get more USD, that's still with the thought process in mind to buy assets that are high quality assets over time. And sometimes the market gets over exuberant and you take profits to US dollars. Maybe Bitcoin shoots up 50% in a couple days and you think it's a little bit overpriced. Some people would say there is no overprice for Bitcoin, but maybe just with your psychology, you want to take profits in USD. That's okay. But I think we have to remember every single thing that we do during a bull run should be with the thought in mind that we want to do better than Bitcoin if we're going to invest in something besides Bitcoin. Now, what am I talking about exactly? Well, I talk about trading a lot on the channel. Obviously, if you're not a good trader, you should not be trading, right? Like this is kind of a muscle, right? It's a muscle that you get better at over time. But if you can't use leverage very well, like that's not your lane for this bull run. Now, of course, like you can trade and then all of a sudden you lose on a couple trades and that's not necessarily the biggest red flag. But what I'm saying is anything that's not Bitcoin is riskier than Bitcoin, right? Trading, leverage trading, riskier than Bitcoin. Buying altcoins, riskier than buying Bitcoin. Buying like something like Bitcoin miners, even a stock or Coinbase, right? I think there's more risk than buying Bitcoin. Some might say Coinbase is a little bit different because it's a pick and shovels play, but I think, anything in crypto is riskier than Bitcoin if it's not Bitcoin. There may be some exceptions, right? Maybe you want to hold a Bitcoin ETF and you think that's less risky because BlackRock is going to custody better than I will custody. So I get that, but keep in mind that anything that goes up significantly against Bitcoin probably will revert to the mean over time. There are some outliers, right? Like Solana has done extremely well. XRP has done really well recently. There are always going to be some outliers, and we might see the entire altcoin market go up against Bitcoin. But over time, Bitcoin we know is going to be around. We know Bitcoin's going to be here. There's been massive adoption. There has been a kind of a change in the altcoin market with a pro-crypto president that's literally ran an ICO in November/October. We have more pro-crypto government employees coming in. But the fact is we don't know what cryptos are going to be the market leaders in 3 or 4 years. We don't know what kind of exchanges are going to blow up. We don't know what kind of massive fires are going to start in crypto. But when crypto goes up viciously, people get drunk. People get drunk and just start throwing money like it's funny money. But when you take it out of the market, it's real money, right? Like you can make a significant amount this bull run, but you do have to take some profits at some point to actually cash them in because typically there are vicious downturns. And when there are vicious downturns, things break. So, I talk about leverage. I talk about using leverage. I've made a ton of money from using leverage. I have. But the fact is, last bear market, there were some exchanges that went bankrupt. Now, not any of the leverage exchanges, really, but we don't know the regulatory structure. Same thing with altcoins. Yes, there are some altcoins that look like they have the check of approval, but we don't know it's going to be around. Like I said, in 5 years, 10 years, we don't. So it always comes back to Bitcoin. That's why over 80% of my portfolio is Bitcoin, at least what's in crypto, right? So I think it's an important reminder. Yes, we can use leverage. We can use altcoins. We can use derivative products. We can do all these different things. But at the end of the day, the goal is still the same. Now, is the goal to buy as much Bitcoin or USD as possible? The goal is freedom. It's freedom over your time. It's freedom to do what you want. Now, how do we get there? We buy assets that appreciate. We buy assets that maybe pay us cash flows or that appreciate drastically, and then we can sell maybe small parts off or take loans against them, that kind of stuff. At the end of the day, the goal is risk management, right? The goal is to accumulate a nest egg big enough that you can draw off of it. So at the end of the day, you still, if you're going to invest in anything besides Bitcoin, you have to get outperformance, in my opinion. You have to outperform, and that might just happen over a short period of time. So it is important to cash in those profits. Keep in mind, you'll never time everything correctly. You'll never time anything really correctly, like at the perfect time. But if you can outperform Bitcoin, great, you won. Even if you buy some altcoin and you get a 5x and then it goes up another 50x after and you're completely out of it, the fact is, if you got that 5x, you probably outperform Bitcoin, unless it's from the bottom. But if you do like a 5x in any short period of time, great, you probably outperform Bitcoin. You did well. That's the goal. Again, to make enough, if you're going to do anything risky, that you outperform Bitcoin. Just that is the baseline. Bitcoin's going to be around. Everything else is added risk. Maybe you're willing to take the risk, maybe you're not, but anything can go down to zero. Every single crypto besides Bitcoin, it's more centralized. There are CEOs, there are devs, there are people that can do different nefarious things. Same thing with exchanges, right? Anything can happen, but we use them to get closer to financial freedom, to be able to take maybe riskier bets at opportune times, and it can pay off. Just a reminder, during this bull run, do not get drunk on the Kool-Aid. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts about this underneath the video. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye.